Hi. Um, it's been a while, and this video is going to be, um, how do I describe this? I'm not even going to try and describe it. I'm just going to go into it. So, I have spent the last 15 months of my life living in absolute terror and just being so afraid and so self-conscious and so paranoid and filled with so much self loathing and just so full of self doubt. I unpublished my books. Like, I don't I don't know if anyone is still watching this channel. Um I really don't know. But if you've been following me long enough, you might know that I published two books. The first two books in a fantasy romance series called Calidus Chronicles. I unpublished them at the end of 2024. And also, if you've been following me that long, you're probably aware of what happened at the end of 2024. If you want to know what happened, you can go watch my video. Since then, in the year since that video went up, I have just sunk into. I unlisted my books. I deleted my Twitter. I took down all my art. And I just lost all faith in myself. I've had to go back to writing fan fiction just to remind myself that, oh yeah, I can write. I do know what I'm doing. I'm still trying to get back to art because I feel so self-conscious about that. And I don't even know why. Because, like, the the drama that went down, because I don't know what else to call it, the drama that went down wasn't, well, there was some talk about the quality of my work. Over the last year, I've kept running into instances of finding, another way that people twisted my words or another way that people lied to me. And I I have tried to have grace with people who were involved in that. I've tried to say, okay, maybe there was a misunderstanding. And honestly, my friends, and oh my god, this last year has proven who my actual friends are. Um, have been like, no, you're giving them too much credit. If they're harping on that point, it's because it's easier for them to do that than to actually address the points you made in your own defense, right? And again, I don't want to go into too much detail just cuz like I don't want to talk about that person. In part because, like, I don't want their attention. I want them to leave me alone as much as they claim they want me to leave them alone. Fine. But I also can't ignore the fact that for the last year, almost a year and a half, I have been living in such fear of this person and what they say about me. And I at one point in the last month or so, I've been like, okay, going into the new year, one of my things is I want to do YouTube again. I want to start making videos again. And having rebuilding enough faith in myself to be able to do that. For a while I was like, oh, maybe I should go back to this other channel that I had years ago. Maybe I should change my pen name. Maybe I should. Oh my god. Why am I letting this person control my life? Why am I letting fear of this person? And finally, the realization that I have nothing to be ashamed of. I made mistakes. I talked about those mistakes. I acknowledged those mistakes. I apologized for those mistakes. And I've spent the past year working on those mistakes. Part of me wishes that when everything went down, part of me wishes that I had raged. And, like, obviously, an unbridled rage would not be a good thing. That's never good for internet drama. Like, I wish I defended myself. I wish I hadn't gone quiet for months. I wish I hadn't let someone else control the narrative and twist my words. And, like, I wish I'd defended myself. I wish I hadn't gone into, like, this exile that has absolutely torn me up for the past year. And to a point, I still wish I was brave enough to like actually refute some of the stuff people have said over the past year. But at the same time, it's like, you know what? What's the point? Something else I saw a few months ago was a screenshot of a Tumblr post, that said you can't judge yourself for the choices you made in the past because you did the best you could with the information you had at the time. And looking back at all that, I'm like, okay, as much as I wish now that I had defended myself, I also know at the time I couldn't have. I was not in the mental space to do it. I'd just been disowned by my mother. I, lost my entire community. I didn't have it in me to fight back. I just didn't. So it's like, okay, it's one thing to look back and say, I wish I had done that. But also to acknowledge, yeah, I couldn't have. So I can't go back and change what happened in the last year and a half. I can't go back and undo the decisions I've made. But I can start over. And I mean, that's kind of what this whole video is leading to, is that I want to take my life back. Because, one of the main things I've been learning over the year, but also especially over the last few weeks especially, was when it really all came together, is just living in fear of someone else really is just letting them have your power and letting them win. I'm tired of that. I'm tired of letting other people win, whether it's years spent over a guy who used me, or my own mother's abuse, or someone lying about me online. And the moment you call someone a liar and it's, oh, they lied to me and they did this and that and they're still lying, it's like, okay, there is nothing I can do to defend myself against that. Because anything I say, if I don't have hard evidence, anything I say, I'm just going to be accused of lying. So it's like, there's nothing I can do. So all I can do is just go forward. So yeah, I'm not going to be using my old YouTube. I'm just going to do videos here. Hope that's okay. All right. Thank you for listening. I plan to be back over on the old channel I talked about. I did post a video of the books I read in 2025. I'm going to be importing that over here. Because why not? And yeah, I'm just gonna give this a shot and see what happens. Yeah, thank you for listening. I hope you're having a very good new year. That's part of what brought all this about, is, we hit the new year, and apparently this is the year of a double fire horse, according to Chinese astrology. And as a 1991 goat, apparently that's good for me. Which is good, because 2025 is the year of the snake. And oh boy, was there a lot of shedding. So yeah, I've been through a lot this year. The last few months especially have just been about starting to feel human again. And I finally feel like I can do something, if that makes sense. I finally feel like I can come back around. So, yeah. All right. Again, thank you for listening. I hope to see you again. Until next time, stay safe, take care, and I hope to see you all again soon. Bye-bye.